Hey guys, welcome back. So in the previous video we saw about Kirchhoff's rules, the two rules, junction rule and loop rule. So now we have some applications of that. Like the important ones are Wheatstone bridge, then we have meter bridge, and there's a kind of related concept about potentiometer. So in this video let's look about Wheatstone bridge. So this method is to find out an unknown resistance with three other given resistances using a method known as zero balancing method. So first let's see how to set up the resistors we know and the one resistor which we want to know. So it's going to be in this diamond form. The way we draw it as diamond is not exactly important, but it's just more elegant. So we have resistors set up in this way. Okay, I'll call okay fine, R1, R2, R3, R4. These are the four resistors, and the known one is R4, R3, R2, and the unknown one is the resistance R1. This is the unknown resistor we want to find out. So what we are going to do is this is going to be connected in a circuit as always. We need some driving force. So this circuit gives rise to the main current I. So let me mark the currents with red marker. But there's one extra construction in the circuit, and that is the galvanometer, which is going to be connected from one arm, this is an arm, to the other arm. The galvanometer has a resistance Rg with a subscript G. Resistance of galvanometer is Rg. Now the current I, when it enters the loop, it's going to be I, and using junction rule we know that it must split it. So this is going to be I1, this is going to be I2, such that I1 plus I2 equal to I. Now again, I1 is going to split over here into I3, this is I1 as it is, this is I3, and let's call this IG. And the reason why I am calling it IG is because the galvanometer is the only device it flows through in the middle. Now IG and I2 combines to give I4. So there are four primary currents over here, I1, I2, I3, I4, and the other one is IG. In this method we are going to assume IG equals 0. Let's see why. So firstly let me mark these areas. This point is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So we have to again choose two loops, choose conventions, and we can apply Kirchhoff law. So let's choose the loop ABDA one and the other one as BCDB. So in loop ABDA, I'm going to choose the convention as positive direction is clockwise direction. This direction is taken to be positive. Okay, so let's apply Kirchhoff's law. Current times the resistance of all the devices summed up equal to 0. In this case, there is no battery inside this loop, so the potential of the battery is not there, it's 0. Let's try. I1 times R1 is going to be positive because the current is in the same direction as the conventional current we have assumed. And is this in the same direction? Yes, because it's down and down. So IG, RG. Is this in the same direction? No, this is the opposite because the assumed current is supposed to go upward, but the current is downward. So it's going to be minus I2 R4 equal to 0. This is our first equation. Now we have to take the second loop. Okay, before we proceed, I'll directly just do it over here. We are going, in this method, we are assuming that the current flowing through the center, this loop, this connection between the two parallel arms is 0. We are going to make the assumption IG equal to 0. This is the main underlying principle. This is the main underlying principle of this method. So when we assume IG equal to 0, what happens to this equation? This term becomes 0. So we have I1 R1 equals I2 R4, or I1 by I2 equals to R4 by R1. This is our first result. Now similarly we have to apply for the second loop. So I'm going to take loop B, C, D, B. In this loop, let's again apply Kirchhoff's law, and I'm going to take in this direction positive, same clockwise direction to be positive. I3 R2 is positive. This is negative because current is in this direction. Well, assume this in this direction. So minus I4 R3, and this is also in the opposite direction. So it's minus IG RG equal to 0. Again, the same assumption, current flowing through the center point is 0. So this becomes 0. So you get I3 by I4 equal to R3 by R2. This is our second result. I3 by I4 equals to R3 by R2. Okay, now let me write these two results and we can continue. Okay, so we have these two results. Now, what can be said about I1, I2, I3 and I4? In this case, you can see that I2 plus Ig equal to I4. But we have seen there is no current flowing in this entire part. That means I2 and I4 are same. And I1 and I3 are same. Well, I can write it down and show it to you. Using junction rule, we have I1 equal to the sum of the current it splits into. But we just assumed current is 0. That means no current passes through it. So becomes I1 equals I3. Similarly over here, I2 equals Ig plus I4. No, sorry. Well, basically does not matter, but still. I2 plus Ig equal to I4. These two combine to give the end result. Again, Ig equal to 0. So you get I2 equals I4. So from this, I3 by I4 is same as I1 by I2. So these two are also equal. This is equal to I1 by I2 as well. So from these two results, we can come to the conclusion that R4 by R1 equals R3 by R2. So this is the Wheatstone law. Now, for example, if we need to find R1 and we know the remaining three resistances, we have R1 equals to R2 by R3 times R4. Now, it's always better not to memorize the result because the markings can differ, but you can just remember the pattern that the ratio is always taken between the resistances which are on the same side. For example, you can make it as R4 by R1 or R1 by R4 equal to R3 by R2. You see, one side has only this part, other side has only this part, as if this was splitting it into two. So you just have to be careful you don't mess up the orders in which you take it. So this is the unknown resistance. Now, the question is, how do we make sure that the current flowing through the center arm is equal to 0? How can we control how much current is flowing through a given part of a circuit? It's just reverse of what we did. We just assumed that current is 0 and we came to this result. That means if you make sure this result is satisfied, you have to get this back. So if you set up R1, R2, R3 and R4 in such a way, the current will not flow through the center point. And this is the reverse of what we just calculated. This is all about Wheatstone bridge, and in the next video we'll talk about meter bridge. Thank you for watching and stay safe.